Hello, everyone. I'm Armstrong Williams. It is Monday, April 26th. A heroic homeless man stabbed after saving a Queens woman from a knife wielding attacker, believe it or not, lay dying in a pool of blood for more than an hour as nearly 25 people indifferently strolled past him. A shocking and unbelievable surveillance camera obtained by local authorities, the police in New York, they were just shocked. Even some of the passerbys paused to stare at Hugo Alfredo last Sunday morning, and others leaned down to look at his face. He had jumped to the aid of a woman attacked on 144th Street at 88th Road in Jamaica and was stabbed several times in the chest and collapsed as he chased his assailant. Believe it or not, the woman fled the scene, no concern about the person trying to save her life, who saved their life, and I guess that's understandable. I mean, is this an act of selfishness when people just don't care? As long as it doesn't affect them and it doesn't affect you and your bottom line and you just can walk by. You can walk by someone in a pool of blood. It's one thing, I've seen homeless people in the street, and I can understand how that can be very fearful because sometimes that could be a ploy to draw you in. But I think it's rare that you see a homeless person, any person, just lying there in blood. Of course, some people snap photos, and obviously 9/11 said there were 4 phone calls that came in talking about the situation. I mean, I want to juxtapose something. This is exactly how this administration exploits the voting populace. For example, I'm going to tax you guys in New York in this neighborhood, but I'm not going to tax you guys in New York in the other neighborhood. Now, because I'm not taxing you guys in the special neighborhood that I set aside in New York, why should you care about your brothers across the street being taxed? It doesn't impact you. You don't have to pay taxes, so why should you care? However, as with the case of the attack on the street, it does affect you. It makes you into a callous and hardened society, which is prone to self destruct because it doesn't care about itself. If you don't care about your neighbor, eventually your neighbor is not going to care about you. It's only through the act of caring about one another that a society reaches its full potential. I was watching the History Channel last night about how we became America, who we are, and what was so amazing about it is, if a hurricane came along and knocked down someone's barn and destroyed it, the very next day neighbors would be there building that barn back again. They would not be waiting on some insurance assessor to come in and assess what the damage is, trying to trying to get money from insurance. The neighbors were there to rebuild. They were there if the fence was torn down. They were there to rebuild the fence. What happened to that spirit of America? How could we allow someone to lay in their blood dying and not do anything? Would you have stopped? That is the question. Would you have stopped? And would you have treated him like a human being? This man's life could have been saved, but because of what we become as a society, just someone dies for the senseless. I mean, trying to stand up the right kind of person that I spoke about earlier when we founded this country. People were willing to sacrifice their lives for the greater good. Have we lost that as Americans? Would you stop? I'm Armstrong Williams.